Hello, and thanks for watching this Acumatica video on attributes. So Acumatica uses attributes throughout the software as a means of custom fields. It's very easy to set up, and we're going to go over it today. So the first thing we do is search for our attributes under Configuration, Common Settings, and we can create our own here. In our demo company, there's quite a few. But let's create one called maybe size. We'll call it size. And there's a few different types of controls. So text is a free-floating field. You can type what you want in there. But it doesn't give you any control over the content that people might be filling in. But it has its uses. Combo box allows you to build a list. So I can say the sizes are 2, and I can put a 2 here, 3 and 3 and 4 and 4. These are the different sizes. Or I can do maybe small, medium, and whatnot. So a few other options here. I can give it a sort order. I can disable it later. Keep in mind that once we start to accrue data here, we can't simply just delete it because there's records that are relying on it depending on these values. We can also check off internal. And what this is used for, if you happen to extend this to an area that uses the Acumatica customer portal, then marking this internal means only employees within your company can see it. Your customers on the customer portal cannot see it. So that's one attribute that we can create. Now there's other options in here as well. We have the ability to do multi-select, which basically means when we're talking about size, for example, it's a size 2 and a 3 and maybe a 4. Gives you a checkbox. You can also do a checkbox for a true and false, or a date and time. So those are some of the attribute types. Now let's get this attribute to show up on our stock item profile. So the way we control how our attributes are reflected for different items throughout Acumatica is through our class. So specifically to the inventory class, if we go to inventory and we go into our item class, all of these are item classes, and our items belong to one of these. So if we go into, for example, distribution, you'll notice the attributes tab here. Now there's no attributes contained here, but I can add as many attributes as I want to reflect for these group of items. So for example, we added size. I can add size. I can also add maybe color. And here you can have a sort order. You can also require it to be a valid field that's needed. So now if we find an item that's part of distribution, I'm not sure if I have any, but let's look up our stock item profile. And we'll find an item, maybe this black helmet. Now, this is part of the consumer item class. So if we go to attributes, you can see there are none. But if we go over and change this item class over to our distribution item, and we always get this warning if we try and change an item because it's going to try and change some of the settings. I'm going to say no because I don't want to override. But if I go over to attributes now, you can see our size and color. So we can double click on this and choose it and select a color. And now all of these items inside the distribution item class will reflect these attributes. Now, one other thing I want to show, if we go into a sales order form, some of the forms, such as sales orders, if you go into customization, you can manage your user-defined fields. So if I click on Add User-Defined Fields, you'll see I can find my attributes here. I can put it where I want it, column 1, row 1. And then I can add others, again, such as color. So So this is column 1, row 2. And I can keep going on, and if I exit this, I now get another tab on this document for my user-defined fields. So your attributes can be used in the profiles, but they can also be used in the documents area too. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video on attributes. If you have any questions, at the end is our contact information. Feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.